You up, Ron?
You ready? All right, we'll call this meeting to order.
Time?
6 o'clock.
The roll call, Director Davis.
Here.
Director Beatty.
Here.
Director Smiley.
Here.
Director Sangster.
Present.
Okay. I need approval of the regular meeting agenda.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor?
Yes. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Hearing none.
Here's your pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay. Is there any public comment for items that are not on the agenda?
Thanks, my name's Clay Barnett. I just want to say thank you to the board, C.S.D, Fire Department, the Sheriff Department for making this 4th of July much better than it's been in 15 years since I've been here. and that comes from my wife and my dog and all the neighbors that I talked to. You know, a lot of people appreciated that, and I just thought I'd come by and let you know.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, Board. Jenny Nickett from Mission Heights. Forgive me in advance because I'm going to read something that I have prepared. I'm going to make a simple request that I respectfully ask that the President or presiding officer consistently apply the Board's established procedures to all participants, regardless of who is speaking. Consistent and impartial enforcement of all the rules helps build and maintain public trust and ensures that everyone is held to the same standard. During the public comment portions of the special meeting on June 11th and during the general meeting on June 25th, a member of the public addressed and questioned both a representative of the community service district's organizations and then also directly asked questions of district council from their seat and then again from the podium. It was not until a staff member raised concerns that a board member reminded the individual that previously similar incidences were not tolerated and what the rules were. I believe this highlights inconsistency in how the meeting and procedures are enforced. According to the board member handbook, chapter 12, in the guidelines conduct, section C and D, the president or the presiding officer serves as the facilitator of the meeting. It is that responsibility to maintain order, keep discussions focused, and oversee the orders of the conduct of the speakers. According to chapter 13, addressing the board, in section A, clearly states that remarks are to be addressed solely to the board as a whole, and that questions should be directed to the president or the presiding officer, who determines whether a response will be provided. In the previous meetings, when members of the public have tried to address the district council, it was instructed that the council serves for the board, and that all questions need to be directed through the chair. But that same standard was not applied to the 2 previous meetings. In section 13, section B, it also states that the board, as a direction, may direct staff members to respond appropriately during public comment when questions are raised. I didn't observe that direction in either of these meetings for either of these instances. Finally, in chapter 13, section G, it emphasizes that public confidence depends on meeting conduct and professionalism, civility, consistency, and integrity. The president or presiding officer shall maintain order, decorum, and fair, equitable treatment to all of the speakers. So my request is that that happens in the meetings, especially when we're trying to rebuild continuously moving forward.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other public comment for items that are not on the agenda?
We don't have any more in person. I have a written public comment.
Okay, I have something, but you can read that first.
Okay. I want to thank Sheriff, San Miguel C.S.D. Board, CAL FIRE, and San Miguel Fire Department for helping make San Miguel safer during the 4th of July this year. It took courage to try something new and it worked. There were some knuckleheads that set off safe and sane and the big explosives, but for the most of the night, it was quiet. I could hear the crickets. I saw one dog running down the street and frantic owners trying to track her down. Compared to the prior years of many lost animals and pure chaos, I think that this was a successful experiment. Sadly, there was a fire in someone's backyard from the firework that landed, according to what they said online. A few years ago, there was a large family that lost their home to someone else's fireworks, and last year a neighborhood was afraid that they were going to have to evacuate from fireworks sparking grass and a fence near their homes. I hope our veterans had a more comfortable night. They deserve it. I wanted to publicly thank you all for proving that yes, it can work. San Miguel needs to stay a firework-free community. I spoke with someone from the Lions Club that they sold out their barbecue within minutes. They said, so not having a safe and sane fireworks sales had no effect on the fundraising. It was mentioned in social media by some of your staff and other orgs lost out on funds, but that seems to not be factual. Thank you, Sean, San Miguel resident.
Okay. Thank you. And thank you for the comment and the written comment about how San Miguel was different this year, and it was, absolutely. Night and day difference. Not only in the legal, safe and sane fireworks, but the illegal fireworks. And I've had countless people thankful for how peaceful that it was. So to that end, I'm glad that we were able to go through this experiment and have some peace and a safer community for this holiday season. There was something that I had seen on social media, and I'd like some clarification, that there was funding donated to the Firefighters Association that was used for staffing on the 4th of July, specifically firefighter staffing. So are we paying them from the Firefighters Association? And if so, how are we handling their taxes and things like that, since they're typically paid through the C.S.D., unless I'm incorrect? So is there some clarification for that?
Do you want to answer that at the end of the public comment?
Into my public comment.
Typically, we don't respond to public comment, but I guess this is an exception to the rule. Years past, the fees collected for firework permit fees were part of our budget, and it was a budget line item. I don't know what the line item is exactly, but it's part of our budget. This year, as the staff report indicated, that budget line item needed to be eliminated, and community members and business owners, donated to an organization. That organization in turn provided a check to the department as a donation, and that was earmarked as object code permit fees, I believe, and regular C.S.D. firefighter employees were paid as normal. The difference was it was only for 1 day instead of the 4 days.
Okay. So paid through the district, through the fire.
So there was a donation made to an organization. The organization made the donation to the district. The district compensated the firefighters for their time.
Okay.
So they were insured, taxes paid.
Okay. All right. Anyone else have any public comment or anything else? Okay. We'll move on to non-district reports. Any San Luis Obispo County organizations?
I think so.
Community service organizations? Camp Roberts? We had a quick meeting. Staff and committee reports, general manager.
Don't have anything really new. Just reminding anybody in the audience tonight, if you're interested in being on the board, You can still apply to be on the board, or to be on the ballot rather. Just talk to the county elections office. If you need information or help getting there, just call our office and we'll help direct you.
I have flyers in the back too.
There's apparently flyers in the back too. That's it.
Okay. Any comments or questions from the board?
No.
Public comment on the general manager report? Nope. District council?
Nothing from me tonight.
Okay, thank you. Board member comment, questions? Public comment on the general council report? All right. Moving right along, how about district utilities?
You have the report as written in your staff report. The only comment I have is regarding sludge removal, which we have on the agenda for later, so I'll reserve for that.
Okay. Any comment or questions on the director utilities report? Public comment?
We do have one written public comment.
Okay, let's hear it.
There seem to have been 2 leaks this past month, a water main breach and a leak. I do not recall a boil water notice to the public or any notification. People should flush their pipes and boil water after a water main breach, correct? Question mark. It states that if PSI is lower than 20, you should boil flush pipes. You state the water was off for an hour. That allows bacteria and dirt to enter pipes, and people should have been told to flush them. Even if you are not mandated, it would be comforting to the public to know when these things happen, so they can make the right decision for their family. You have members of the community that are on cancer treatments, have compromised immune systems, etc. Those members need to take precautions when there are issues like this. Please consider those who are vulnerable in disability or disabled. They deserve to know when there's an issue with their drinking water. I am asking the board to please notify the public when there are any water leaks immediately as a precaution. Thank you, Sean, San Miguel.
Okay, is any of that accurate?
So if you put all that back in context, then yes.
What's
If
the
you put it in the context of her statement, then no.
What is the context?
So yes, we did have 2 leaks. One of them, we provided notice to the people that were affected that they were going to be out of water for roughly an hour, which is normal protocol for us. The other leak was a service leak, which we provided notice that we would turn off water, but we didn't actually turn it off. So in those cases where there is still water in the main and there is no risk of contamination entering the main, no, a boil water notice is not required or a necessity. If there was some instance where we were concerned that there may have been some sort of contaminant entering the pipe, then we would definitely go through the protocol of a boiled water notice, which is a long drawn out process with the water board, and provided immediate notice to the affected parties. The instances that she's referring to that we had last month are not to that degree. Those type of cases are when a main breaks out and you lost all water essentially in that main and you've gotten dirt and whatever else into it. There is very, very clear protocol for that through the water board. They have very specific forms. We would have to go door to door. Like I said, it's a big process. And as I mentioned earlier, we do notify anybody that is going to be affected by a shutdown, whether it's a planned shutdown or an unplanned shutdown. So if her home, for instance, was part of that, she would have gotten some sort of notice either verbally or by a 24-hour notice that we were going to provide that. When we have planned water shutoffs, those are all done by notice. We put door hangers out. If there's businesses, we remind businesses the same day that we're doing it. in addition to the door hanger that we put out 24 hours in advance. So there's ample notice to anybody that is concerned about that, and we're more than happy to talk to anybody that has a concern about it when we put the notice out or at any time while we're working on it.
Okay. Thank you. Fire chief's report.
Good evening. The fire chief's report is submitted as written with one exception. On page number 10, at the bottom it says prepared by Kelly Dodds. I'm not really sure how that got in there, but it was indeed prepared by me.
That'd be me, sorry.
The cover page says that?
Sometimes that happens in
our program.
Granicus system. Granis, sorry.
Okay. Any comment or questions from the board?
No.
Public comments on the fire chief's report? Okay.
Gregory Campbell. The chief commented earlier, and I'm going to take that as a fire department report, just like the one he just gave right now, that money was donated to the fire department from parties unknown. Is there a board policy about how that money should be handled? Shouldn't it go to the C.S.D., and if the C.S.D. board sees fit, don't they then allocate it back to the fire department? But you have no visibility of that money the way it was stated by the fire chief. So you don't know how much it was, where it went, and what he did with it. Isn't that strange? Is that a policy?
Yeah, I'm not aware of what policies we have in existence for accepting donations from outside sources. Can you comment to that, Kelly?
So that is one of the board requests that we're working on right now is a donation policy. We don't currently have a donation policy. I can tell you for certain that we did receive a check from the association, and it was put towards the fire department, and those employees were paid through the fire department. But again, the donation policy is a request of the board right now, and that should be coming back fairly soon.
Is that incoming funding a line item in the budget?
It'll show on the revenue.
It's not in this month's, obviously, right?
No, it'd be in.
It would be in.
It was June.
It would be in June. Let me look.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if we need to, but we didn't take public comment on the community organization or the non-district. Maybe we can ask at least to cover ourselves. I know there's no reports yet on that.
Didn't ask for public comment on that? Okay.
It looks like the donation was recorded under donations, which is under the fire department revenue.
Page are you on?
114.
Is it just in the fire fund, or is it go?
No, it was only in the fire fund.
Okay. And I know we don't have a policy reflecting that, but is that typically how donations are handled?
So in the few cases that we've received monetary donations before, that is how they've been handled. They've been put towards what they were donated for. So whether it was the fire department or water or whatever, it was put towards that fund. It wasn't just, we don't have a general fund, so it doesn't just go into a general fund and go to wherever. They only can go to where it's allocated for.
Okay. I guess we don't have a decision tree as to where that goes, right? It's coming to the C.S.D. from an outside source. It's not like it's, again, there's no policy that states something goes here, this goes there, and everything else.
Right.
Right. Okay.
So if I may, legally speaking, with no donation policy, all donations, because they are funds that become public funds, must go through the board. So this is the first time hearing about this, but we will work this out on our end and make sure that it is properly addressed, and we'll get the donation policy worked out. Just as a teaser, so that for future discussion, under the law, a donation or a donator cannot require that donation of public funds go towards any specific purpose. So that will be part of the policy as well. It is the board's consideration to consider acceptance of a donation as well as the purpose for that donation and the allocation of that donation. So we'll get this figured out.
Perfect. That was my thoughts exactly, and thank you for reassurance. Okay. Did we do public comment? We did public comment on the fire chief's report, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's no written comment?
I do not have any written comment.
You have a question from the audience?
I did have a public question, public comment, I just wasn't sure when to do it. Because it got kind of convoluted.
On the fire chief's report?
It was with that, with Gregory's question.
Yes. Okay.
To my understanding, the money that was donated by the people who donated, it went to the association.
Yes.
Does the C.S.D, the board, do you guys control the association's funds? Because I think there's a lot of convoluted confusion because we have common people on it. So if it's donated to the association, then it's up to the association to spend it without C.S.D deciphering that, correct? But if it's coming from the association into C.S.D, that's when you guys come in and do it. Okay, so the original funding was donated to the association.
Correct.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know because I got confused the way he worded his questions.
Thank you. We're going to take a step back in time to the non-district reports. Act like nothing else happened since then. Does anyone have any public comment on the non-district reports? They do not. Okay.
Thank you.
We're going to fast forward back to our consent calendar. Anyone have anything they wish to pull or discuss?
I do.
Okay.
I'd like to pull item number 1 because item number 1 actually has conflict with the director of district utilities. You know?
Okay, well, we can discuss that.
Yeah, okay, that.
Is there any others?
Yeah, I just want to pull number 4 and 5 for discussion.
1, 4, and 5?
Yeah, 1, 4, and 5 for clarification.
Okay.
Start with 8.1.
So we can approve
Oh, yeah.
8.2 and 8.3. And then discuss one.
Public comment first.
Yeah.
Is there any public comment on items 2 and 3 in our consent calendar? Any board comments or questions? No? Okay.
2 and 3. I get a motion?
A motion to approve items 2 and 3 on the consent calendar.
I'll second.
Give a vote. Director Swine?
Yes.
Director Beatty?
Yes.
Director Davis?
Yes.
Director Sangster?
Yes.
Okay. Passes. Now we'll talk about 8.1.
Floor is yours.
Okay, 8.1. Now, I don't know what happened to the numbers on these pages, but I got the information that I'm going to request off page 42, and I go to 42 and it is not here. But anyway, I got notes.
Okay, hold on. Go ahead.
My question is to, this would be to Kelly. Okay. Now, I see on your vacant positions that you have Director of Utilities, Wastewater Treatment Facility Operator Lead, Field Operator, and an Account Clerk. Now, who's supposed to be the Account Clerk right now?
The account clerk position is vacant right now. We have an account clerk 2, but not an account clerk. So our account clerk was promoted to account clerk 2. So she is still there, She just has a different title.
Oh, so that was all that you gonna do?
Is there overlap in those positions?
There is some overlap, but the account clerk too does a lot more coordination work for utilities.
Okay, I guess I'll rephrase it.
So we're not going to hire an account clerk if that,
Okay.
right now anyway, if that's the question.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if there's enough work for a full-time account clerk and account clerk too.
There most likely will be after some of these developments are done, probably in a couple years.
Okay.
Okay. My next question is, Director of Utilities. You're doing that job and your job, correct?
I'm sorry, I just have to interrupt you. Are these questions substantive questions related to positions at the district, or are you asking clarifying questions related to the accuracy of the minutes from the meeting that you pulled?
Yes, it has to do with positions.
Okay, so I need you to hold those until your board comment, because this item is specifically as to the accuracy of the minutes from that meeting.
I know, that's what I'm doing too. I took these notes off the minutes.
But you have to limit your questions to whether the minutes are accurate and not to discussions of, like, further discussions of what happened at that meeting. So it would be, this says that we revised the job description for account clerk 2. I thought we only had an account clerk. No, that's correct. Okay, the minutes are correct, right? But if you want to ask more questions about the position, you need to save it for your board comment and potentially future items for that discussion. Otherwise, it's a violation of the Brown Act because we haven't agendized this discussion.
Okay,
Well, I gotta kind of disagree with you because, like, we had comments from the district utilities, but all of the minutes that pertain to his comments was on the wrong page in here.
Which page is it on?
Okay.
It was supposed to be, I found it on page 42.
So your director's utilities from 40 to 43.
So if you're looking at